Good morning, welcome to this morning's Outlook. This is Kim speaking. Okay, so looking at the calendar first, what's coming out today? Well, there isn't really much. Just a reminder, we did have daylight savings time shift in Canada and the US and North America there, going through the savings, the time shift, which means that we may have US traders, well, we will have US traders coming in a bit earlier today, so just to be aware of that. Aside of that, we got Reserve Bank of Australia Governor speaking, 11:15 this evening, so that is it. There is no other risk from stories there today. Moving from that then, let's have a look at the markets. Technically, the euro dollar here, well, it's not really going anywhere at this stage. It is facing south at the moment, and looks like it's got more downside. Actually, looking at this 4 hourly, a bit more obvious. A clear point then below. If we break that that previous low there, well, that gives us a lower high and would suggest that we're going to see more downside on this particular move. On the big scheme of things here, it's very much a bear flag looking picture. Shorter term, well, we had a bit of a bullish flag, but it never managed to do anything on Friday, so it looks like the bearish side of things has it at the moment, at least. Just coming down one more time frame on the euro here, you can see quite a big bearish engulfing at the moment, mid-flight, but that's where we are sitting there at the moment. So looking soft, maybe retracements back to 8 o'clock pivot may give an opportunity. Looking at the pound has been continuing in this trend. It's been in its sort of lower segment of that rising trend, but still rising, still managing to pop in a new high there. Okay, we did put a little low in there, but the higher lows is the bigger picture there still. However, pretty much when you come down the time frames and study it a little bit more detail, this is what you're seeing. It is a bit soft, not quite as soft as what we're looking at on the euro there, and it has remained just that bit stronger, but it does look soft at the moment, and we could it could. I'm just looking at it in this time frame. Depending on how it closes here, could go either way. We could even see sort of a bit more upside. I'm just sort of looking at the higher low that came in here. Well, we're sort of, it's not such a clear-cut thing on the pound there. Maybe on the short time frames. The dollar yen. Well, we're putting in a bit of divergence into these new near-term highs again. It's put in through the Asian session, edging its way closer and closer to that 110 mark. Come down the time frame here, you've got the divergence, bigger time frame, you can see a bit of a swing of a divergence. I should maybe put MACD in. There you go, you're going to see a divergence there, largely because of the calculations of these indicators. But yep, there's certainly a divergence, bit of softness come through. And on the time frame here, the yen actually strengthening a little bit into this move, so it might have started what may be a bigger correction. And if you take the two together, the euro and then look at the euro yen, euro dollar yen, and then look at the euro yen, you see this big old sell-off candle it's had here on the hourlies and looking quite soft, just coming in here. Yes, it's still in a really big trend, but again, there is a bit of softness coming through or showing through there. We'll see how that develops post 8 o'clock, but looking a bit soft. So other markets then, Aussie dollar daily wise, it's a bit of a mess. It is trying to get pushed back up there. It's not looking like it's doing it too cleanly at the moment. It has put this little lower high in on the 4 hourly, although currently bouncing off its 34. Not looking great there really. It's a real messy old chart for large periods. Consolidation last week, and it just got into untradable when it gets like this to me. But intraday now, it's a bit cleaner. Just chopping around. Still looks like, well, it may have a bit more correction. We'll just see what it does. I think a break below that 34 would signify further downside and maybe give you a signal. Canadian dollar's just benefited from the stronger oil prices and some sort of more bullish outlook there really, and it's well, just continuing to be the golden child at the moment in terms of the currencies. It's continued, as I said, to push off against, or strengthening against the US dollar here, and well, we could retracements may give opportunities for further selling. It's a little bit difficult looking at these short time frames at the moment. Maybe daily pivot, just got to be a bit careful it doesn't put higher lows in amongst all that, but moving to that daily pivot may also give further downside. There will potentially be a bit of divergence if it comes down there, but we'll see how that pans out. Okay, they're the main currencies. Let's have a look at the S&Ps from a daily point of view here. Daily S&Ps pushing up reasonably strongly over last week, and it made yet again new highs, particularly the cash market. Where we're sitting now, it's poised. I mean, it has got a weekly pivot below a break of this sort of a breakdown of what we're seeing here. Just, well, as ever, first thing in the morning, looking a bit iffy. On this time frame, well, arguably a bit of a bull flag. The bigger trends up and everything else, well, maybe it's going to go off. A break of that daily pivot may see it running back towards that weekly pivot at some point, but for now, really, it's erring back on that bullish side that we do have for the Fed meeting out later this year. Yeah, I'm sure it will be. It's on. In fact, it's this Wednesday at 6 p.m. this Wednesday, so a bit earlier this Wednesday. Okay, gold. Whoops, don't know why I went into the gold on the day chart there, but did manage in the end last week. It doesn't look particularly great and bullish here, but it did manage a bit of an upside week. It's again sort of big bear flag, sold off from that, and it's sort of sitting in this in between sort of area here. Not quite so clear whether it wants to continue that rally or what it wants to do at this stage. So not the clearest, and I think that probably goes with a lot of people thinking when you look at these markets overall. Come back to the euro or the dollar index, and it isn't the clearest. People are a little bit more unsure which way this is going at the moment. The dollar index looks like, well, perhaps it is going to follow the upside, but lacking complete clarity in terms of the fundamentals, in particular with the yields being so high. It's thrown these markets a little bit, but well, there's Bitcoin's not being held back. It's gone through that 60,000 area there, and well, it's pulled back this morning a little bit on the futures here. I'm just having a look elsewhere. Yep, it's pulled back over the weekend. Actually, yesterday it pulled back, so bit of a retracement. But there we are. Futures pushing up there over 60,000 now. I'm sure there may be some starting to move their stops up to that sort of 44,000 area, but still looking relatively bullish. Okay, on that bullish note, I think I'm going to leave you and wish you a great week and a great day. Bye for now.